So, Shata. My pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. Today we will take the third theme of chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 4 is titled Karma Sannyasa Yoga, which means dropping the doership through, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, which means dropping doership through knowledge. So, in earlier two themes, how Sri Krishna explained, dropping of the doership through Jnana. Now, a very, very valid question arises. How such a person lives? For living, for operating in the world, you need to act. Okay? Somebody has dropped doership itself. How he acts in the world, how he lives in the world. Dropping of the doership is called Naishkarmya. In other words, the question is, a person who has attained Naishkarmya Siddhi or realization of the Naishkarmya, non-doership, how does he live? For which Sri Krishna replies, such a person knows inaction in action and action in inaction. Very, very puzzling. Inaction in action, which means a realized person, whatever acts he does, really is non-doer, inaction. Whereas a non-realized person, even if he's inactive, he's active because his mind is working constantly. Right? Action in inaction happens in a wise person, Nani, who has attained Naishkarmya. Whereas inaction in action happens in an unrealized person. Because even if he's sitting silent, if he's not acting, still a lot of thoughts, agitation goes on in his mind. I'll give it simple, a small story. One day, Akbar asks, Akbar and Birbal are having dialogue. Akbar asks this question: how somebody sees the action in inaction and inaction in action to Birbal. Then Birbal says, okay, Maharaj, let us say somebody comes and kicks the emperor, Akbar. What punishment should be given? So Akbar says his leg should be cut. Then Birbal says, Maharaj, if it is your grandson, 3 months old grandson, who kicks your chest, then what should you do? Then Akbar says, oh, you should adore with the golden ornaments. What is the difference? Somebody kicking, leg should be cut, and somebody else kicking, it should be adored with gold ornaments. What is the difference? The child has no sense of doership. Okay? Child is out of innocence, no sense of doership. There's no punishment for child. In fact, the innocence of the child is respected. Similarly, a Gnani has no sense of doership. Okay? He has dropped the sense of doership through Jnana. While child has no sense of doership through innocence. Innocence can be lost, but Jnana cannot be lost. So we respect Gnani because of his wisdom. He has dropped sense of doership. Then Sri Krishna goes on to say, all he has, all actions we have, what we can say, uh, all actions of that Gnani are uh, are in accordance with the scriptures. It's not that he will do anything which he wants, right? Because he has no doership. He is in tune with the universal principles. So all his actions are divine in nature. There is no desire at all. There is no desire motivated actions at all. Then there is no sankalpa. I need this, I know, I need that, I need that. There's no sankalpa at all. Because of that, there is no karma phala accumulating to him. The karma phala gets burnt. So now we should not mistake that such a person doesn't act. He acts. Okay, he acts continuously. But his actions are all for loka kalyana. There is no selfish desires. There's no selfish motivations. There is no sankalpa for his own uh, needs. So because of that, all his actions do not bear fruits of karma. They are burnt. For example, many of the jnanis whom we know, they never sat idle. After enlightenment, Buddha taught continuously, day and night, for several years, almost 30, 40 years. Sri Shankaracharya went on teaching for till he was there on the earth plane. Vedavyasa Maharshi composed or compiled many of the scriptures for the posterior generation. In fact, they were working harder and longer than most of the ordinary people. But their actions are really inactions. There's no selfish reason at all. There's no karma phala. They're all done for loka kalyana. Then the question comes, for all he has dropped all the selfish desires. Then what about his body? Can he maintain his body? So then Sri Krishna says, even if he does some work for maintaining his body, for maintaining the body, you may have to do some work, eat some food. Okay, so that will not lead to karma phala. Maintenance of the body doesn't lead to karma phala. He may do walking, he may eat some food for maintenance of the body. So body is like a vehicle. So he will do some actions for maintenance of the vehicle, but that will not lead to karma. Just to ensure that vehicle is intact. Okay, like you have a car, maintenance of the car, you do something, but you are not doing it for yourself. As long as the car is there, you will take care of the car. Similarly, for maintenance of the body, he may eat food, he may do some exercise and all those things, but that will not lead to karma phala because there's no selfish nature. So the vehicle he is keeping and maintaining for the universal welfare, for the loka kalyana. He will be happy with whatever he gets. Okay. Dvandvatito vimatsaraha. He is beyond raga and vesha. And he has no jealousy for somebody. He is not competing with anybody. If something comes, he is happy. If it doesn't come, still he is happy. With that attitude, even if he does some work, there is no bondage at all. He is free from karma. So such a person is free even if he is acting, doing anything in the world no karma phala will touch him. That's why Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Phalam, Patra, Pushpam, Toyam. Sri Krishna is happy, okay, even if you give offer one flower, one leaf, Patram, one leaf, Toyam, little bit water. With little bit whatever you give, he is pleased and he will bless you. Right? Nani is like that. He has no desire of his own. He whatever comes or goes, he is not affected. He is happy with the little, alpa. Okay? And he is beyond jealousy. He is not competing with anybody because he has attained a state of bliss. So all our competition is to feel superior, feel happy. He has no competition. He has attained the highest. Such a person who is enlightened one, who is actually who is stationed in wisdom, he performs action as yadna. Okay, yadna means offering, service. So this is the way a person who has dropped doership lives. Understand? So we in chapter 3 we heard how a gnani, how a somebody is doing sadhana of karma yoga. Okay, for realization he is doing sadhana. So he is doing sadhana as karma yoga, not getting attached to fruits of action. Whereas in chapter 4, we have gone to the next stage where doership itself is dropped. And when doership is dropped, such a person becomes free, totally free from karma, karma bandhana. His all what do you call karma phala is burnt by gnanagni, the fire of wisdom. And whatever action he does for loka sangraha or welfare of the world or as yadna, as sacrifice. What is yadna? We'll see in the next theme. Let us all contemplate on the life of a person who has attained Naishkarmya Siddhi, one who has realized non-doership. Such a person is free from all karmic bondages and all his actions are for Loka Kalyana or Loka Sangraha. May all follow the path of such a Gnani.